Greetings, friends and enemies, and welcome back to Art by Flan. Today we're going to be taking a look at the crap I've been drawing. I haven't done a lot, admittedly, since my last one. I know it's been like 2 months, but I don't know, I haven't felt like sketching traditionally, I guess. I got a good digital setup going for work, so I've been doing a lot of that. But I have sketched a little bit, and some of these have been updated since you last saw them, so it's time for a bi-monthly sketchbook tour. First, we're going to look at the Delusions journal. I talk a bit more about this particular sketchbook and stuff in my last sketchbook tour, so definitely make sure to check that out. But let's crack in here and see what we got going on. So I think I left off here. I was going to color this moth girl on a live stream, my New Year's live stream, but I decided I didn't want to ruin her because she's so super cute. So I just left her as is. I need to scan her and maybe do her digitally or something because I really like how she came out. But moving on, we have the piece I started on my New Year's live stream. I couldn't find lead for the pencil I wanted to use, so I started using a coal erase. No, not a coal erase. I started using like colored lead I have for my pencil, and I hated it, so I abandoned it and found the lead I was looking for and got my pencil working. This was an example of me showing how to draw a hand, and it was a bad example, and I shouldn't teach anybody how to draw anything. Moving on, we have the actual piece I worked on during my New Year's live stream, which is a little scribble of Maya in fancy modern clothing that I'd seen on Instagram. For being an ink sketchbook, a sketchbook that's supposed to be used with inks, it doesn't take Pilot Pocket brush pen ink very well. Like, I have to leave it sit almost a day or two before the ink actually fully dries. Like, for instance, I let this one sit for maybe 30 minutes, and then I took a hairdryer to it trying to get it to dry, and still when I erased her face, I ended up smearing it, and it really disheartened me, and I didn't want to finish it after the stream was over. But, excuse me, her skin and her hair are shaded with colored pencil. Let me make sure to put that on mute because I am doing text messages coming through in the middle of my video there. Professional strem going on here, friends. So that's what I worked on there. I really like the effect of the colored pencil on her skin and hair. I think is a really, really nice look, and I've been meaning to try it again in the future. I haven't done it. Moving on, this is a old character sort of revamped. This is Jakku and Banira's son. They do have one child, and it's him. His name was originally like Raven or something. I don't know. It was really tacky and weeby, and I'm glad I dumped it. But I gave him a new look and a new name. I decided to go with the name Denzin. Somebody suggested that on Instagram. I can't remember who now, but thank you. I like the name. And I decided to make him more of a fashionable lad. He works in the fashion industry, and he designs a lot of great clothing, a lot of his mother's clothing. He's an absolute mama's boy, 100%. So that's sort of what I've done here. I breathed new life into an old character, and I'm really happy with how he came out. This is sort of a redraw of an old character. She was a kitsune who worked in sort of like a supernatural brothel or something. I like the idea, but I don't know if I'll do anything with it anymore. I really like how this little bust came out. I wasn't trying for anything particularly fancy, but the only thing I wish I could have done better was like the fade from her face makeup onto her neck. I tried to use colored pencil to sort of lighten her skin to show it, but I don't think I did it well enough, and it just looks really weird where her face is pure white and then it just cuts off into her skin tone. And then down here we just have a fortune that I taped in from, we had like Chinese food for lunch the day I drew this, so I just taped in my fortune, and it just said, "Suspicion is the signature of incompetence." Moving on, we have some Levi and Maya. I posted the line art for this on Instagram if you're curious and want to see it just as line art, but I ended up coloring it, and then I just never posted it. I never took a better picture of it and posted it on Instagram. So here's the finished version. I just love these two. I heard their song, which is Little One by Highly Suspect, and I heard that and I wanted to draw them, so I did, and here they are, my OC-OTP. And so we're coming to the end of this one. I've been in a really big Legend of Zelda phase lately. I don't know, I ended up playing Breath of the Wild for a while and just got into it. Now I'm watching a bunch of playthroughs of the other games, and I even made up some, well, I started to make up OCs. I never really finished them. So this was my Zora OC. She doesn't really have a name. I feel like she looks too much like Mifa, so I sort of, if I do draw her again, I will definitely redesign her just a bit, but that's sort of what I was playing with here. And over here is her Gerudo girlfriend. Again, they don't have names. but I was just playing with designs and facial expressions and stuff like that. So that's the end of this sketchbook. As you can see, it got kind of difficult to sort of make a lay flat while I worked. It was only just a few pages, so I just moved on into a new sketchbook. I went to Michael's to get another one of the Delusions like this, but they didn't have any while I was there, at least not any in this size. So I ended up picking up another Canson mixed media. They started carrying the ones with the black covers now, which makes me happy. I don't know why I like it better than the blue. And once again, I just decorated it with Halloween washi tape to make it sort of customize it. I really like the black and white stripe ones, and it's all kind of shiny and foily, if you can see that. But moving on, we'll get right into this. Up here first of all, this is just, I've been trying to keep in the habit of just laying my sketchbooks flat when I work on my desk so I don't get gross residue on them, but I keep forgetting and folding it over. So this is just here to keep it from rubbing off on the actual picture, which is, again, more Legend of Zelda art. This is just Princess Zelda. I started this on a live stream, and I finished it in a video. I posted a video of this. I totally forgot I posted a video of this. You can see my process there. This is the actual finished piece, because I don't think I included it in that video. I meant to for sure, but I don't think I did. So here's the finished piece of that. And then here we have some scribbles. Like I said, I've been facing a little bit of burnout, so I've just been sort of doing this and that and the other. So here's, like, I was practicing mouths and different eyes and just trying to, I don't know, evolve the way I do things a bit more and a bit more coherent, I guess. I don't know. I was just sort of playing around. So just a bunch of mouths, a bunch of eyes, Maya doodle, putting them all to the test, and then some scribbles of Maya faces, just doing different expressions. We have an abandoned piece on this page. You'll see that's a reoccurring theme. This is supposed to be a sort of redesign of a Pokemon OC that I've had for forever. I did a piece of her daughter digitally, and her name was Lisette. This is Annette, her mother, and I'm just trying to rework her. I kind of wanted her to be this sort of fashionista sort of dealy. I don't know. I'm not sure. I had a whole bunch of stuff written down, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. And this just sort of, I was going to color it in marker, but I didn't like the way the pink came out. I was just sort of frustrated with the whole thing and just sort of abandoned it. Again, this is just to keep the dirtiness. This is Rogue from that game Power Stone. I don't know if you guys ever played that. It was, I think, a Dreamcast exclusive, but it's come to like the PSP or something. I don't know. They keep putting it on really obscure consoles that nobody I know plays a lot of. But anyway, I loved this game growing up, and my favorite character was actually not Rogue as a kid. That was actually Ayame, who was like a bunny bitch. She was really cute. But as an adult, playing it, looking at it again, I definitely like Rogue much better, so I wanted to draw her, and she's done in colored pencil, and I'm really happy with how this came out. Moving on, we have another abandoned piece. Like I said, this is pretty common in this sketchbook. I don't know, I'd start a piece, not like it, abandon it, and just not come back to it ever, so. It happens to the best of us. Feels like wasted paper, but what are you gonna do? And here, I really like this piece too. This is my piece for Mardi Gras this year. The colors look washed out. They definitely look better on Instagram, where I posted this originally. But I always try to draw something for Mardi Gras, as it's one of my favorite times of year. I don't live in New Orleans. I've never lived in New Orleans. I've never even been to New Orleans. But I just love Mardi Gras, and I love New Orleans in general, the aesthetic and the aesthetic of the holiday, and so I just like to draw something for it every single year. And this was this year's piece, done in marker with some gel pen and all sorts of fancy stuff. And then on the next page, we have, oh, what do you look at that? Another abandoned body. I think I get stuck on the pose, or I could just get frustrated and I just abandon it. I don't tear anything out because I do like to come back and look at some of this stuff later on, but these are just, I consider printing out some of my digital work and just covering these up, which I may still do in the future, but for now they're just little half-finished bodies hanging around. And let me see, how far do I get? Okay, yeah. So, and the last piece for the sketchbook and for this video would be the piece I did for Valentine's Day. It's a little picture of Coco being all cute, since her theme is so pink, and she's very much a romantic type. I definitely wanted to do something of her for Valentine's Day, but it's not 100% what I wanted it to be. I feel like I love how her skin came out, how I got her spots just right. In case you wasn't obvious, she's a cow anthro, kind of like my persona, but I definitely like how her skin came out. I like how I'm learning to blend that better, working her spots in so they aren't so bright and obvious, and they're more subtle. I like how her face came out. I definitely like the cute eyes and how her snout and lips came out. The drawing itself is very cute. I really like that. The coloring is where I'm kind of like I said, I like her skin, but I feel like the hair is just too dark. Like her hair is much lighter than this, and the colors I used were just too freaking dark, and it's just too dark. And then, well, I like the shading on her outfit. I don't know, the gradient just doesn't feel right. I don't know. I have a very love-hate relationship with this piece, and I'd really like to go back and do it digitally, which I still might do, to sort of, I don't know, make a coherent piece that I'm happy with. And I think, yep, that's the very last one in this sketchbook. So if you guys like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. You can subscribe. I do sketchbook videos there's a sketchbook video every month. Every other month is what I'm currently working on, and in between that is old sketchbooks, so you can take a look at some of my old art. Special thanks to my patrons, Adri Scribbles and Parzabale. You guys are the best, and thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!